Hello YouTube, it is Amanda again, and as most people know who've been watching my channel for a little while, I am traveling quite a bit for work right now, and the last trip that I had something happen to me that has never happened in my entire life, and that is I ran out of reading material. I did not bring enough books with me. I did manage to pick up some books both then and after returning to Boston for a couple days and then going on a short vacation. I've picked up enough because I went a little crazy that I'm gonna separate this up into books that are kind of similar, so that if you're not interested in nonfiction or if you're not interested in a particular kind of topic, you can just skip that video. The first book that I want to discuss has no cover, unfortunately, but it is Robert Heinlein's Revolt in 2100. This is supposed to be a semi-direct, indirect, I'm not really sure, it doesn't specify. Goodreads I don't think even lists this as a true follow-up novel, as though it's a part of a series, but the interwebs have told me that the stories do relate, and that this is supposed to be a continuation of that novel. The premise of this is it's in the few hundreds year future, so not super distant, but more recent future from the end of that novel. And the US has walled itself off from the rest of the world. All publications and literature and news is disseminated from the prophet incarnate. He is the both government and spiritual head of the United States. Everything is sanitized and inspected for subliminal messages, and there's interesting technology involved as well, and it is exactly what the title says. So it is a revolt against this and what happens to humanity after the revolt as well. So I think this will be a good novel. Expect a review coming soon. I'm actually almost done with it. And I think the premise was good. I don't think I've read Stranger in a Strange Land. If I have, I cannot remember. So I need to reread that now that I have this book. The next book is The Dark Forest. This is the sequel to The Three Body Problem, and I really enjoyed the first novel in this series, so I think this won't be any exception. I'll read a little bit from the back so you can know a little bit of what it's about. So this covers the Wallfacer Project, a daring plan that grants 4 people enormous resources to design secret strategies hidden through deceit and misdirection from Earth and an alien race. 3 of the Wallfacers are influential statesmen and scientists, but the 4th is a total unknown, an unambiguous Chinese astronomer and sociologist, and is baffled by his new status. All he knows is that he's the one Wallfacer that the aliens want dead. I think this will be great. I haven't really heard a whole lot about it yet. I'm sure there'll be a lot of reviews coming out soon. It is quite hefty. It's a little over 500. Or right at 500, I think. So I'm looking forward to continuing this series. The next book that I picked up was actually an ebook, and this was A Conjuring of Light. This is the Final Shades of Magic book by V.E. Schwab, and I really enjoyed the concept of multiple Londons and blood magic and the magical system that she created in the other 2 novels. The problem that I've had is I don't find them all likable, and I don't know really how well this book will turn out for me, but I do really like the author, and I really want to see how the darkness is spreading. Another ebook that I recently picked up is Ninefox Gambit. I'm trying to do this without a glare, which is harder than anticipated. This was a recommendation by Elizabeth from Books and Pieces. You're going to see that as a theme for several of these. And it's proven to be pretty good so far, though very confusing. I've had people describe this to me as origami military tactics, and I think that is a pretty apt description after having started the novel. There also seems to be multiple forms of technology and strategy and sort of a divergent quality where people are logic-based, or they're tacticians, or they have certain gifts in particular areas of science, and one of the people is supposed to be an undead tactician, which I'm not really sure what is yet. I haven't came to that part in the book yet, but this sounds really good, and it is a confusing start, so I don't know how well this is going to end up going, but lots of people have recommended it, so I think I am going to give this a go, and I'm going to continue reading, even though it's been a harder start than I thought it would be. The next book that I picked up was another ebook, and this was Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. Let me see if I can get it to focus. So I wanted to pick up some more books by Butler. I liked her writing style and her wit. This is the first book in a series, and is a groundbreaking dystopian novel that presents an all-too-real look at a world spiraling in chaos. Lauren and her family live in one of the only safe neighborhoods remaining on the outskirts of LA. Behind the walls of their defended enclave, Lauren's father, a preacher, and a handful of other citizens try to salvage what remains of the culture that has just been destroyed by drugs, war, and chronic shortages of water, gas, and more. Lauren struggles with hyperempathy, a condition that makes her extraordinarily sensitive to the pain of others. When a fire destroys their compound, Lauren's family is killed and she's forced out into a world that is facing apocalypse. The next book falls a little more into the horror / science fiction genre. This is supposed to be a little bit of a crossover of zombies and sci-fi technology-based discovery. In a secret laboratory called Coldbrook, its scientists had achieved the impossible, a gateway to a new world. Theirs was to be the greatest discovery in the history of mankind, but they had no idea what they were unleashing. With their breakthrough comes disease. Billions are dead and still walking. This sounds like it'll be an easy read. It's got kind of mixed reviews, and I'm in the kind of place for a zombie end of the world sort of prevention thing. I don't know if you picked up on that yet. Nice apocalyptic, relaxing read. And the final book within this category is another recommendation by Elizabeth from Books and Pieces. I posted that this book was one that I was considering while I was still in the bookstore, and a lot of people responded on Twitter that this was excellent. And it's been kind of moved up in my queue a little bit, but I've gotten a few things that I'm sort of obsessed with at the moment, so I'm reading through those first. But this is supposed to be the ultimate tale of revenge. Tomorrow on the beach, Baru will look up from the sand of her home and see red sails on the horizon. The Empire of Masks is coming, armed with coin and ink, doctrine and compass, soap and lies. They will conquer her island, rewrite her culture, criminalize her customs, and dispose of one of her fathers. But she is patient. She'll swallow her hate, prove her talent, and join the masquerade. She will learn the secrets of the Empire. She'll be exactly what they need. And she'll claw her way high enough up the rungs of power to set her people free. It sounds great, and I do love a good revenge story, particularly one with this sort of slant. So I think this will be great. So that is it. That is all of the science fiction and fantasy sort of style books that I have picked up in this haul. Stay tuned for the next video for some nonfiction and some war / foreign culture based novels. I will see you soon. Bye.